YouTube, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of SB Toys here. This your boy SB. We finally come down to the grand finale of the Series 1 Dragon Stars Dragon Ball Super action figures here from Bandai. If you've been watching, been keeping up with the videos, we've done Beerus, Vegeta, and now we get to the franchise Super Saiyan Goku. What we looking here today, we have the Dragon Ball Super Dragon Stars Series 1 Super Saiyan Goku action figure, which we will be reviewing here from Bandai. As you can see right now, we got him spinning around in the package. Like the rest of them, the packaged, fully enclosed package. There we have Goku sitting inside. He's at his hands. The SHERON Dragon Head, which this is a Build-A-Figure series of. Get down to the back there, so we reveal, you get to see Series 1 up top. You have Super Saiyan Goku, Vegeta, Beerus. Then you have their pictures down here. And you see a preview of which four the second series figures will be. Hopefully, I can't wait for those to drop too. Anyway, let's go ahead and get Goku out the package. Play around with him, get a little hands-on. As with the other figures, this is definitely a nice solid figure here. Nice construction to it. Nice range of articulation. Let's go over a couple of the accessories it comes with. As I mentioned, this is part of the SHERON Build-A-Figure with this series. So it does come with the head, which is included for you to use to complete the dragon once you get all the figures. And he comes with some interchangeable hands. He has his two closed fist hands, and then he has his open hand, which you just pop off the peg, and then you can, snap in the new one. But anyway, yeah, this is pretty solid figure here out the package, pretty solid. Now I did notice, here around the head, it can get a little loose for some reason. So I'm not sure what's going on with there. It's not really drilled too tight as far as how the peg sits on top, or how the head sits on top of the peg. So that's a little iffy. But anyway, everything else is pretty good. So let's go ahead and get into some articulation and stuff. Oh yeah, but let me give you a measurement first. Let's get a quick measurement here. Goku stands at about, with the hair, 6.5 inches. And then without it, we're looking at right at 5.5. So we're seeing pretty consistency with the scale here. So let's go ahead, let's start at the head here. Turn him to his left, which is your right. We can turn him to his right, which is your left. Has the full exorcist rotation here. Does have a little forward tilt and a little bit of back tilt. And as I shake him a little bit, you can see how the head gets it starts to get a little loose. It doesn't sit on this peg as tight as I would like. But it's still staying on there right now, so that's pretty good. Let's continue. Let's get down to the arm. It has not a full 90-degree extension coming out. He does have somewhat of a 360 rotation. The sculpt from his attire interferes a little bit with the articulation as far as going forward and backward. So keep that in mind. Does have bicep swivel here. Double jointed elbow. Got the wrist swivel on the ball peg. You can do some tilting down or up. Get down to the midsection. Does have hip swivel here. And as mentioned before, it has a little wiggle room to do sort of a type ab crunching style. It doesn't have a traditional ab crunch articulation point to it. Get to the leg here. Ball peg, as with the other figures, does have this pull down joint where you can extend out some of his leg motions and then just pop it back up. Double jointed knee. No swivel at the boot here. Swivel at the ankle. And a little pivoting as well. So as mentioned, it's a pretty solid figure here. Definitely a nice little range of articulation to work with for a much affordable figure. I've thrown out the Figure Arts brand a lot. If you've been watching these Dragon Stars figure reviews I have up. But yeah, a few gripes. I wish they could have went a little more advanced on the paint detail. Definitely with like shading in some of the areas here on Goku's attire. It does interfere a little bit with some of the articulation, especially in the arms tear, but you can still work around it. So, it's hit or miss. The main gripe I have though is just, the head here, this peg, you have your nice range of articulation, but if you pose them, yep, there we go. You try to pose them a little too hard, head comes right off. Now, I don't know if you can see it a little bit. It's just a little opening right there. But easily, don't fret. If it pops off, you can just snap it back on in there. Just give it a little, give it a little elbow grease to sit it down in there a little more. But it'll loosen up when you start moving this head around a little bit. So keep that in mind, especially if you're going to be playing with this figure a lot. You don't want to mess around and lose Goku's head, and then you're stuck with a headless Super Saiyan Goku from this series. Now, as I mentioned, a few little gripes about, the figure, of course, as always. Can't please everyone. Overall, I do like the figure. It's pretty, like I said, nice range of articulation, much more affordable alternative to the Figure Arts. If you watched the Vegeta video, you saw a little comparison about how they stand to scale. Really, they're pretty close. So you may be able to blend these in a little bit. But don't quote me on that. Now, a few things I did bring up, definitely watch the head here with this figure specifically. Tends to get a little loose, could pop off the peg easy, and you could end up losing it. So keep that in mind. As I mentioned, I also do wish they could have maybe thrown in some additional heads. It would have been nice to see, especially since Goku is like a animated character. As far as he's very goofy and likes to be funny and stuff. Could have gave him a happy face Goku or something to swap out in between. But what can I say? This is a pretty good figure for in that $25-$20 range. That gives it a nice alternative to the Figure Arts. So with that being said, definitely if you're looking and getting some nice, solid Dragon Ball Z figures, definitely want to look at these Dragon Star Series 1 figures here. If you do have the Figure Arts, Goku's already, and Super Saiyan figures and all that, you may want to get in something on some of these, but you pretty much already have the creme de la creme when it comes to Dragon Ball Z figures. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the review. Follow me if you on social media. You have Instagram. You can follow me there at SB Toys. That's the other place I'm mostly on. So with that being said, that's the end of this review. Let me know what y'all think. It's your boy SB. I'm out. Y'all be easy.